in this. Good day. I was in the shed this morning digging these holes, a different shed. As you can see, this one needs to be replaced too. Anyway, I've made a video about the other one. You can check it if you want to see how I've done it. But anyway, I'm not going to make a video about this one because it's going to be more or less the same. But anyway, the lady tried to have a shower early this morning. I was already outside. And anyway, so there's no water. So I've got other water in other tanks, but there was a pump sitting over here. Just an old Honda pump or new Honda pump. Anyway, but look what I found. I don't know how I've missed it all this fucking time. Ugh. I've walked past here probably, I don't know, 500 times since I've had the farm. Never ever looked down under that. Like, makes you wonder what else is in here. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that is waiting to be found. But anyway, that's a different story. But anyway, so I don't know what this is. It's got no marking. Let's clean it up and have a look. I'm going to say, I'm no expert compared to other blokes, but I'm going to say that's some sort of high test. But I don't know. Alright, let's clean it up. Right, so here in the back of the ute. So there is a crack. Now I'm in the light. There is a crack in the pole, but that's okay. That can be welded. I probably won't weld it. Look, I can weld, but I probably wouldn't trust myself to weld an axe head. It's I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer, not a welder. So I'm self-taught and I can, patch things up. But anyway, that's probably possibly a bit too advanced for me. But anyway, but I know a good mate who can weld it for free. Hopefully he's watching, so he knows I'm not going to pay him. Anyway, so I've got some other axe heads. So that's I don't know what this is. This is unmarked too. This is unmarked too, but I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's an old Kelly. I don't know, a really old Kelly or something. I'm unsure. Here is a Kelly, which makes me think that one might be some kind of a Kelly, but this is a Kelly Dandenong made in England. Quite a good axe, possibly my favourite axe. Definitely my favourite axe that I use regularly. And here is a high test Forester that I have. And I think that we might have somewhat of a match between this Forester, if we can the camera's not really picking it up, but if we compare the two, I think that they're somewhat similar shape. It might be a Forester, might be a Craftsman, might be some older one. I'm unsure. Yeah, we'll clean it up and have a look. Hopefully there's some markings on it. Right, what we have here is hydrochloric acid. Now this is quite hairy stuff. If you've never used it before, I would recommend using vinegar and taking longer, or if you have some, dilute it with water. It's quite a strong acid. If you're going to use it, be an adult about it. I'm not your parents. Righto. Anyway, right. So this is, as you can see, I've already reused the acid. This has got a bit of oxide stain and a bit of rust stains, but so it's not as strong as it once was, I guess, but it's still pretty strong. It's still got some vapors coming off it, which will take your breath away. So anyway, so here we go. So about 10-15 minutes in there, and then I should have a mask on. Anyway, it's so 10-15 minutes in there should remove most of the rust, and then you can use sandpaper or whatever to finish it off. It's just a better way of doing it rather than mechanically, because then you're not scratching the surface. But anyway, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. Right, it's been a little bit longer than 15 minutes as I had to go bang some weatherboards back onto the old outhouse. I don't have an outhouse, it doesn't get used, but it's still there. It's sort of a feature in the garden. But anyway, when I got there, there was more than I thought, and it'd been you know, the studs are old Australian hardwood, so they're, you know, some of the nails bent. You know, this old Australian hardwood, you can hit the nail right on the head in the middle of the hammer, and the nail will still bend. Sometimes it's just, anyway. So yeah, so let's have a look, eh? So it's been about 18 minutes or something, a little bit longer, but the acid's a bit weaker because it's still pretty strong though. It's got a bit of, it's been used a few times, but you know, so straight into the water, wash the acid off, yada yada yada. Then into this is just kerosene, just to stop it from rusting, because if you leave a bit of water and acid, it'll oxidize pretty quickly, and it just goes orange. It's surface rust, but it's nevertheless, you know. Then I'll wipe that off and then have a look at it. Right, there's my new hammer. I find that for Australian hardwood, a 24 or 675 gram 24 ounce hammer is better. I'm not a big fan of the steel handled hammers. They sure they last a long time, but they jar your hands, and you know, a lot of weight in that handle that's not really getting used to drive the nail. But anyway, maybe that's another video. But right, so she's still pretty rusty. Maybe you might need a bit of mechanical help. Ooh, what did I just see there? What did I just see? I just seen something. What happened there? Where are you gone? Am I seeing things? Am I seeing things, or was there something there? I don't know now. I don't know. Don't need these anymore. There's no more acid. I don't know whether there was something there or not. Oh yeah, there's something up there. Kelly, I think. Powell? Kelly Powell? I've let you have a look. Yeah, well, I don't know whether the camera is going to pick that up. It's hang on, let me have a bit of light behind me maybe. There's something right up there. I don't know. Alwell. I think that's an Axe brand. I'll have to I might give it another bit of a dose in the acid. I think maybe the acid is a bit weak. Cause it's got I've done quite a few hammers and chisels recently that I found in the shed, and it's probably weakened a bit. But I really would prefer not to get mechanical on something like this, because you can leave gouges in it anyway. But I might have to a certain degree. But yeah, we might go a little bit more in the acid for 5 minutes or so. Okay. Right, so we are about, I don't know, 10 minutes in, 5 minutes, I don't know, I didn't count this time, but try and do it by hand, with one hand. Oh, this is a recipe for disaster, playing with acid with one hand, but you know, YOLO. Alright, got it. That looks a little bit better. Alright, into the water, make it all safe. Yeah, now it's all safe. Now it's all safe, no more acid. You can use my hand. Oh, that's got a hole actually. Anyway, into the kerosene to keep it from rusting. Right, and let's have another look. Let's have another look. You see a brand on there. What did we see last time? Alwell or something. I don't know which side it was on. It's on this side, I think. There's something there, I think. I think it might be wire brush time. Right. Let's get mechanical, baby. So, I just gave it a bit of a scrubbing with some acid. Not really a bath again, but There she is. Elwood, Elwell. Something and a half pound. I'm guessing 4.5. Looks like a 2 though. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway. So definitely a 2. Maybe 2.5 kilos. I doubt it though. I mean, it looks older than that, but could be. Could be. I've got axes that are older that maybe this didn't last as long as the other ones, or this was the favourite one and it got used more. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Made in England. I'll do a bit of Googling and I'll put it on screen. Probably about here. Okay, hooroo! Now this is interesting. So I've just weighed this on the scales. Now these scales are quite accurate. 3.15 pounds. So let's just change that to kilograms. Nope, how do I use it? How to do it? Flow ounces, no. Come on, where's grams? 1.8. So it's lost a bit of material. Yeah. But I don't think it's lost a pound worth of material. I reckon that's probably closer. Jesus, you're putting me maybe an ounce. I don't know. I'm Australian, so let's just say it's probably 30 or 40 grams. But yeah, interesting. So it says, if you can read that, something and a half, and I think it's a 2. You can't really, it doesn't really come up on camera very well, but somewhere there's a 2 there that I've seen before. Maybe it's there. Anyway, it's something and a half. Anyway, it's just interesting. I'll get to the bottom of it. Just quietly though, I'll tell you something for nothing. This has been laying in the shed floor on a dirt floor for presumably 40 years or so. It's still got a relatively good edge. I reckon if I push down hard enough, I would possibly cut myself on that. It probably helps that it's serrated. That would help with the cutting, but yeah. So I'm guessing it's a decent axe anyway. Alright. Right. Well, I done a quick Googling and it was surprisingly quick for something like this. Usually it takes me, a couple of hours to find it. Anyway, turns out it's an Elwell 4.5 pound. Sometimes you can't really, if you can sort of see, I don't know whether, sometimes your eyes, it's not going to focus, I don't think, it's too close to, sometimes your eyes play tricks on you and some of the patina, you start seeing things. You know how it's a psychological phenomenon. You start seeing faces in things when you're sleep deprived or something like that. But it's yeah, so it's an Elwell 4.5 pound axe, and surprisingly not very valuable, particularly with the cracked pole. So only about $35. So I actually might, considering it's not very valuable, I'm going to use it, and I actually might even have a crack at welding it myself. So you can all laugh at my welding, but it's yeah. It's kind of, it's kind of good when axes are worth what they should be worth. Like, I've got some really good axes here, and they're so valuable that they're almost not worth using as axes. Like, you're almost too scared to use them. I mean, some of these axes are worth more than a brand new Grand Force Brooks or something, and it's like, it just, at what point does it cease becoming an axe and starts becoming a collectible item? And I'd rather see an axe used than an axe. You're not going to wear it out. It's unlikely you're going to wear it out anyway. Like, as long as you don't abuse it, it's hitting something intrinsically softer than it. Even the hardest wood is, I'm no expert, but it's probably only a quarter as strong as an axe head. So, it's not like it's a hammer where it's hitting, a nail that's 75% as strong as the head. But anyway, yeah. All right. Another video coming up. Hooroo.